Welcome back, party people. You are listening to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. It is Saturday, October 3rd, 2020. It is Full Metal Alchemist Day, or Mean Girls Day. Coming up on today's show, the games industry finally has their grubby fingers on the Xbox Series X, and their first impressions are out in the wild. We're going to be talking about Genshin Impact, as well as Peter Parker's new face in Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered. All that and more in just a sec. For now, my name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Gino Viteri.
Me? It's just me. No more Ignacio. I killed him.
Just you and me. Yeah, we killed Ignacio.
Done. Out of here.
So rest in peace, Ignacio.
He had a good run.
Alan was supposed to be here as well, but he has been working 7 days a week. So he was just like, I'm going to be exhausted. And I was like, that is A-okay. You rest.
we didn't kill Alan. He killed himself.
Yeah, right.
Working too hard.
Capitalism held him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be another small, chill show. Hopefully this will be a shorter one, kind of like what me and Ignacio did last week. But Gino, what's been up with you?
Nothing much, man. Playing new games, hanging out. Works the same. It's getting colder now, which is nice. It's not as the today, like, because I have my parents are in Miami, and they're like, oh my god, it's raining every day. I can't go out. I can't do anything. And while they're telling me that, I'm on the phone having a nice little stroll in the beautiful sun, 69 degrees weather. It's
nice.
Beautiful. It's beautiful over here. But
it's starting to get a little bit chilly. I'm starting to wear sweatshirts and stuff like that.
Pumpkin spice season, you know?
It's getting there, yeah. I was thinking about getting some hot chocolate this next week.
Be nice.
Yeah.
I assume it gets really cold over there.
It's
in Virginia.
Virginia is kind of like right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
Like we're too much in the south that the north doesn't really want us, but we're too much in the north that the south doesn't really want us, right? But yeah, it gets cold in the winters. It's that wet kind of cold.
Does it snow?
Mostly. It does snow. Usually snows like late December to like January or early February.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gets cold, but then the summers get real hot, real muggy.
Yeah, we actually experience seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I moved from Miami, that Miami is summer all year. So, when I moved to Atlanta, I started to experience real seasons. Like the trees would change colors. It was freaking incredible. So It's nice.
So what made you move from Miami to Atlanta?
So I studied. I went to UCF for cinema studies.
Okay.
Because I wanted to get into like the film industry and all that stuff. Didn't finish that. I was like, I couldn't sustain myself in Orlando on my own, so I had to move back to Miami.
Gotcha.
But my girlfriend actually, she started a PhD program, and she wasn't sure which schools to go to. She was applying to a bunch of different schools, and Georgia State was one of those options. And I was working somewhere where I could easily transfer.
Oh, nice.
And she got accepted here, and she liked it here, and I was like, perfect. I guess I can go with you.
Make that happen. Yeah.
Because the film industry is huge here. So
are you still like working in the film industry then?
I have not. When I first came here, I made a few friends in that. One of them got me to be a PA on a Fox show for a little bit.
Oh, nice.
That never came out. I don't think it ever came out. It was like a reality TV called a reality TV show called Love Story,
Okay.
and we went to like Six Flags, and the people on the date had the park all to themselves, and it was pretty cool. It was an interesting experience. But after
Man.
that, it was kind of hard because I did transfer my job, so I had a full-time job,
Mm-hmm.
and they work during the week. So I didn't stick with it because that career, well, just not that career specifically, but being a PA isn't consistent. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
so I stuck with my day job, and then coronavirus hit, and no one's been doing anything. So
Yeah. Right.
I'm glad I stuck with my day job rather than dedicating myself entirely to that.
Yeah. That would have been rough to be like
Yeah.
all TV shows and movies are postponed.
Mhm. I've been seeing them come back slowly because there's always signs everywhere, like, oh, crew parking here, and then they have
Yeah.
like the random little weird names to hide what's being filmed. Um, but I've seen like The Walking Dead filmed.
Yeah.
Um, I had a friend here that worked on Stranger Things,
That's awesome.
and yeah, it's pretty cool. So
I
hopefully I can get back into that at some point.
I met this one guy one time. He's not a like he doesn't do the stunts, but he's like one of the safety people for the stunts and
Mm,
stuff. So I think he works mainly with like pyrotechnics and stuff like that. But he was
pretty
working
cool.
on that new Walking Dead spinoff that's focusing on the kids and stuff like
Mm.
that because they were filming that I think here in Richmond, or at least
Oh,
part of
cool.
it. Um, so yeah, so
I
interesting
think
stuff.
yeah. I think one day I'm just gonna show up to like a casting audition and get the part. That's what I'm gonna
There
do.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, let's dive into some video games.
Woo!
Hell yeah! It's a good week for video games. It's been a slow nose week, so it's been good to just sit down and play things.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're like at the start of it's the fall video games season. Everything's about to come out now.
Yeah.
So
That's nice.
I've
But nice games have come out though.
yeah, so far. I know if Ignacio was going to be here, he's been playing Crash Bandicoot 4. So hopefully next week we will hear about that. Um, but I've still been trucking along in Spiritfarer. I'm a lot farther along now. I've gotten to the point where I have dropped off a few of my passengers. I've sent them on to the afterlife, and this is still just a really good game.
Have you cried yet?
I haven't cried, but I did get a little bit choked up
Oh, okay.
when I sent my first passenger off, because like I'm sitting there like playing the game, and I'm hearing people on like giant bomb and stuff be like, yeah, it's really emotional. I cried because I've had to like like pets that I've lost and stuff, and it kind of reminded me of that. And I'm sitting there thinking like, you know what? It's probably really emotional, but I'm probably not gonna be able to really connect with it like they want me to.
Yeah.
Um, and then, man, 2 weeks ago, my parents had to put my dog to sleep,
Hmm.
and yeah, like I didn't think about it. I didn't connect it in my mind to be like, oh man, I'm also playing Spiritfarer. I'm gonna have to deal with this in like a week or so.
Hmm.
And yeah, that first one where like you send them off, it kind of hit me and was just like, oh man, they're not gonna be around anymore. Like I'm not gonna see them.
That sounds
Yeah,
sad.
it's emotional for sure. Um, but kind of once I got over that hump, I'm starting to get to the point now where it's like, okay, I've been playing this game for a long time. Let's hurry things up and speed things up here. So let's get everyone off to the afterlife. Let's go.
That's good.
But yeah, it's a good game. It's still fun.
That's great. That's
So
great. That's all you've
that's
been playing?
pretty. That's pretty much it. I did end up buying Hades.
Oh,
I
okay.
bought it on the Epic Game Store because I downloaded Rocket League since that finally went free to play, and I was like, I'll just put Rocket League in my library. And
Yeah.
when I did that, they gave me a $10 coupon to the Epic Game Store. Yeah, and I don't know if that was because I got Rocket League or if I've just been downloading all of the free stuff. They've been like,
Mm.
hey, we've noticed, like, you've been using the Epic Game Store. Here's a thank you. So I was just like, you know what? I'll go buy Hades right now. So I bought it. I paid like $15 because I think the game is only like 25 or 30.
Yeah, I think it's 25. No, it's
And yeah,
30.
so
Yeah.
that's sitting there waiting for me once I get Spiritfarer done.
Great game. Great game.
So good stuff.
I didn't put
What
it here
about
because I
you?
haven't played it in a while. Um, I've been playing. I don't know if I'm sure you've heard of Genshin Impact.
I've
Um,
heard people mention this, but I wasn't expecting it to be out so soon.
yeah, no, it's out. It's fully out right now. Obviously, they're gonna keep updating it and all that stuff. But okay, and the other one is Phasmophobia. I don't know if you've heard of that
I really only heard about it today because I saw something on my Twitter feed that was like, oh,
one.
someone glitched it out and they're doing the Macarena or something. I don't know.
Okay, so both of these are great. I'll talk about Genshin Impact right now.
Yeah. So
Um,
what is Genshin Impact?
so Genshin Impact, top level is it's a gotcha game. That's
Okay.
what you're gonna get from the beginning of it. It's exactly what it is. You can tell because this game it's weird. It's on PS4, on PC, on iOS and Android. I have not
Interesting.
played it on iOS or Android, but I've played it on PC and PS4, and I have no idea how this is possible that this can be on mobile. Because this is a fully fleshed out video game.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, a lot about it does not scream mobile to me, other than the gotcha stuff, the
Mm-hmm.
microtransactions and all that stuff. So if you look at a video of this game, you can clearly see that it was inspired or actually straight up ripped assets off from Breath of the Wild, which I think
Wait,
it
is
has. To be honest with
the
you,
game free on mobile?
free. It's free on everything.
Oh wow.
Free on everything.
Okay.
That's another thing. A lot of people don't know that it's free, and they get
Yeah,
surprised
I
because
I had no idea.
it looks so great when you look at it. And yeah, it's free, but they have the microtransactions are expensive, so that's how they're doing their stuff. Um, the game is really fun. The it looks beautiful. Uh, Very similar to Breath of the Wild. That's why a lot of people compare it to that one. The map is exactly the way Breath of the Wild's map is. If you've played Breath of the Wild, right?
Yes, I have.
Oh.
You saying like you can go wherever you want and do
Yeah,
all of
pretty
that
much.
stuff?
But the way I'm saying, like visually, uh, the map. If you open it in Genshin Impact, it's not the same layout, but it's the same style of map. It looks
Okay,
exactly the same. The
gotcha,
visuals of it.
gotcha.
A lot of the art is the same, but other than
Ooh,
that,
looks beautiful.
that's pretty much the only similarities it has with Breath of the Wild. Uh, the combat's very different. The combat's super fun.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten that far. I've played um probably like 20 hours, I would say.
It's a
Um,
good chunk.
yeah, but the game is that's the thing that's huge. I don't know that there's still so much stuff that I haven't done. There's so much stuff to do, and that's the good thing about it. That even though it is a gotcha game, you don't need to spend money to do almost everything.
Yeah,
I haven't.
that's what I heard.
Yeah,
I don't remember which podcast, but that's what they said, that they've been playing for like 20 something hours, and they've not bought a single thing.
yeah. From what I've experienced, there's like little random events in the world, sort of like challenges that you can do, and to get the reward, you have to spend some sort of currency that refills on its own. So it's like an energy system, sort of like a lot of mobile games have.
Okay.
Um, and I'm not sure if that's a currency that you can buy though. That's the thing. So I haven't had to buy anything to progress. That's what's good about it. I've only
Okay.
had to buy if I want to get. So it's a party system. You play with four people, and one person's on the field, and you could switch between them freely. And you can buy different, I guess, champions or heroes or whatever to play
Mm.
as. And everyone has their own different elements that you can synergize with between them. So, for example, I could put down. I have an ice guy, and I do an AOE where I make the area ice around me, and then
Okay.
I'll bring out my electric girl, and then everyone that's in the ice will get like they'll get like super conducted or something, and then a lot of
Yeah.
damage happens to them. So it's different ways that you figure out how to play and how to do damage with this character and another character to dish out the best. Because there's a lot of challenges where you need to figure that out. Because if not, you won't be able to complete a challenge where you have to kill a certain amount of people or whatever it is.
Right.
Um, and then there's different enemy types that this enemy has a wooden shield, so you're going to use fire to get rid of that shield, so you can attack this enemy and stuff
I
like that.
gotcha.
So the game is super fun. I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of it. I actually just got off right now to be on this. So you're distracting me.
Well, sorry
Um,
about that for
uh,
making.
I don't know. But I definitely recommend it. The only thing people will probably be angry about is the gotcha mechanic of it.
Yeah.
But that's something that I'm used to. I've played games like this before, so it doesn't really bother me. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna gotcha me eventually.
So is it, because it also looks kind of like an RPG.
Yeah.
Like, is that kind of what the combat is like, or is it more actiony? Is it more?
It's an action RPG.
Okay.
So yeah, every hero that you have has different skills. Uh, Even there's multiple ice guys, but these two different ice guys do different ice attacks. Or everyone has
Sure.
two separate their own little attacks that is unique to them. And as you progress, they have different talents for those skills. So the and also if you roll, you can unlock these characters. If you unlock one that you already have,
Mm-hmm.
then that goes towards their talents. So that's how you can upgrade them. But each
Okay.
character also has their own level. Um, and then when you get to a certain level, you have to ascend them so they can get stronger and all that stuff. It's a very deep system that I haven't really got into yet that much. And then you also have your account level, which at level 16, I think you can start playing multiplayer with friends, and then you start doing these different. They're called domains, which are like dungeons. And
Ah, okay.
yeah, I haven't tried that yet, but I'm looking forward to trying that.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's a super fun game. Super fun. Surprisingly
Okay.
fun. I did
Good
not expect
stuff.
it to, and it's gotten good reviews too, which I didn't expect either for a game
So
like that.
I guess in my mind, I think I was confusing this with something else.
Mhm.
There's another game that I think is like a Chinese game or something
Yeah,
that people were also like being like, oh, it's gonna be a Breath of the Wild thing, but it has like really, really insane graphics.
this is
I
that one.
I don't I don't I well
It's
no
not this one
it's not this one.
because this is what everyone was calling Breath of the Wild. That's why.
Like it was more realistic graphics is the thing.
Interesting.
Like it wasn't this anime
Yeah.
style, but I don't know. Huh.
Try it out.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Free to
Okay.
play.
Free to play. Free to play. Um. Okay. So I've also been playing Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia. Okay, you're afraid of you're afraid of Captain Phasma from Star Wars.
Exactly what it is. I can't believe you got it.
Nailed it. First time.
I actually don't know why it's called Phasmophobia.
What is, all right,
It's a
let me
weird
see if
name
I
for it.
can
So
let me
okay, so
look
while you're
this up
looking up,
here.
the premise of the game, pretty much, is it's a co-op horror game
Okay.
that you can play in VR, which I think is meant to be played in VR. I haven't played in VR. Um, where you are a team of ghost hunters, pretty much.
Yeah, that would make sense because phasmophobia is the fear of ghosts.
There you go. Okay, perfect. That's the
There you
perfect
go.
name for it then. So the you so you're a team of ghost hunters, and you have different I guess we'll call them missions. Yeah, they're missions, and where you go into different locations. Sometimes you have a two-story home, a one-story home. I've gone into a high school, an asylum, a farmhouse, different stuff
Mm.
like that. And the point
Mm-mm,
is to
nope,
go
not
in
me.
here.
I am looking at pictures of this thing.
Yeah, it's scary, dude.
No.
So the thing is, you go into these homes and you have to find out what type of ghost is haunting them. There's spirits, revenants, demons, poltergeists, stuff like that. It's a
Okay.
whole different types of, and you have like optional objectives in that same home or whatever location you're in, and based off of the evidence that you find, you have to then figure out what you're dealing with. So there was, I'll give you an example of something that happened to me yesterday.
Okay.
It was four of us, and we were in a two-bedroom home. So everyone is holding something different to capture something different. So what I had an EMF reader, which is I don't know if
Right.
you've seen like Ghost Adventures or anything like
Yeah.
that. That little that it's an electromagnetic field reader or whatever,
Right.
and it beeps all the way when something's around you. So I had it beep all the way in the living room of the home. So usually when that happens, I'm very scared because about to happen. So everyone
Just
comes.
God,
On my part, everyone's coming over here.
God
So
damn it! Don't make me look at this ghost.
we all huddled up in the living room, and then I pulled out the spirit box, which is like the little static radio thing that you turn on, and then you talk, and they can talk back through that.
Okay.
So my friend had there's very specific things that you need to ask to get a response, um, and one of them was, "Why are you here?" So that's not what we asked first, but that's the one that gave us a response. So we asked like, "Oh, how old are you? Where are you?" Uh, no answers.
Now, are
And,
you picking these from options, or are you like speaking into a
oh
microphone?
yeah, no, yeah, I'm speaking into my microphone,
Good
which is
night.
cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I speak in my microphone. I'm like, "Why are you here?" And then everyone's dead silent because we need to hear what they say. And then after like 15 seconds, it says kill.
Oh no.
And we all
Oh no.
freaked the hell out, man. Oh
No.
my god. And then my friend was like, "Oh, it's a demon. Let's get out of here." and, and then I was like, "No, no, 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 no. We need to figure out exactly what this is." So then get this, what happened? That we had the little spirit box on it was like the little what's it? I'm blanking out on a coffee table. It was on a coffee
Sure.
table.
Yeah.
And right next to the spirit box was a little mug. That was just part of the we can't pick up mugs or anything. So I when I asked that and it said kill, we all freaked out for a little bit. But then I was like, okay. Well, the next thing was like, do you want to hurt us? It didn't stay. It stayed quiet. But then the little mug on the coffee table flew out of my face. Flew out
Jeez.
from in front of my face. And at that point, I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely a demon. Something's going on here. Let's get out of here. We've got all our evidence. Let's go back to the truck. As soon as we all started running, um, my friend got up because we were all crouched next to the coffee table. They got up and saw the demon behind me, like it showed up behind me.
Oh no!
It's so crazy because all of them look different. It's good. That's good that it's not like one specific, just ghost enemy that shows up that scares you all the time. It's
this seems like a really fun idea for a video game.
It's super fun.
Let's go.
It's like
ghost hunting.
It's really scary, but it's super fun. So
that's wild.
He saw it show up, and we all started running. The other thing is, it's not like there's a sprint. It's just walking speed because when you're normally walking, you're walking extremely slow, and then when you do left shift to sprint, you're just walking now at a normal speed. Like it's so slow, so it's so terrible when you're getting chased by something and you're walking. Your character is not walking at the level that you would be. So that feels a little weird. So we're all running
out of the house by now. What is happening?
We are all running out, and then unfortunately, we lost a friend there, and it was a demon. We figured it out. It was a demon.
So,
yeah,
I wanted to ask you this: like, you're in the house, right? You discover a demon or a ghost or a poltergeist or something, right?
Yeah.
What do you do beyond that? Like, do you have to capture it somehow?
No. So the point of we're pretty much the people that go in to find out what it is. Okay. So then that's the story of the game. We're the people that go in to find out what it is, so then we could tell the people to get rid of it. You know what I mean? So
right. Okay.
That's like the gameplay loop of it. We don't know what's in there.
And that's when they call Luigi.
Luigi, yes, they call Luigi, exactly. That's what we told Luigi, hey, there's a spirit here, or this is a revenant, this is a poltergeist, and then he has to bring the necessary materials to get rid of that thing.
Like, Mario? Mario?
Exactly. So, and then there's different locations. As you progress, you unlock different equipment. Okay. So you get like a GoPro headset, so you can be constantly recording, and then you see where everybody else is. Right. You get you could get salt, so you can see the footsteps on the floor if there's something in there. And salt also affects demons and I think they're called Yuri and Jinns and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's different type of ghosts that you have to deal with or figure out in a certain way what they are and that's pretty much it. It's super fun.
Never gonna play it, but that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, just watch. It's also I've watched some streams. It's very fun to watch.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah, because like you're the funnest thing I think for me seeing is when you're talking into the headset, into the mic, you can say stuff and the ghost will, or whatever it is, will react to what you're doing. So if I'm like, turn off the light, it'll blow out a candle instead. You know what I mean? Like it'll do something to show me that it's there. And sometimes it just won't. It depends on what they are. So it's really cool. It's a really fun game.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Good way to start off October.
Definitely.
Some spoopy games.
Yep.
Yeah, we're starting our horror month on the review show. Okay. And Melissa and I are watching season 1 of Hannibal. This week. Yeah. So that's been
what about American Horror Story?
We didn't pitch that one. I've seen the first season of that
Yeah.
show. I liked it enough, but again, I also don't like scary things, so I'm just like, okay, this is good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back to my anime and
I've
crime shows.
I've been getting a lot better with horror in general. Like I could always watch horror movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But with games, I just could not do it. But lately,
Here
I've
you are
been,
playing Phasmophobia.
phasmophobia, dude.
Good
Looking
stuff.
at my fear directly in the eye.
Good stuff. Well, let's do a little bit of housekeeping, and then we can move on to the news of the week. If you guys did not know, actually, you know what? I should go back and actually play the jingle that I'm supposed to do. That would help us out a whole bunch.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
let's try that one. Don't know if it played. Didn't play in my headphones. And OBS, oh, you know what? It didn't play because I moved some things on my computer. I will fix that in post-production. Yeah, so if you guys did not know, we have multiple podcasts here at the Whatnauts. You guys can find out more information on our website, thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. Just type in the Whatnauts and all of our shows will pop up right there. If you guys like what we do and you want to support us, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is where you can do just that. You guys can get episodes early. You guys can get some exclusive content at our $3 tier. In fact, we just put up a Patreon exclusive Jackbox Party Pack game night Let's Play type of thing that you guys can go watch on that. If you guys are interested, we played some Quiplash, we played some TKO, we played some Trivia Murder Party. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll do some more stuff like that down the road just for community game nights and things. I think that'd be fun.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, we would also like to give a big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier. So thank you, Sam, for helping us out and supporting us for so long. We appreciate it. Thank you for keeping the mics on.
Appreciate you, Sam.
Indeed. Okay, well, with that, let's get on to the news of the week. The Xbox Series X is out in the wild.
Heck yeah, dude.
I was like trying to figure out how to word the thing at the start of like the Xbox Series X first impressions. No, that makes it seem like we have one. We don't have one. We're not cool.
Not at all.
But yeah. So a bunch of people in the games industry has gotten like a pre-release version of the Xbox Series X for them to play around with, and impressions seem to be pretty good so far. People are enjoying it. We have a kind of review impression thing here by Ryan McCaffrey at IGN. I pulled out a few of the bullet points here, so I'll kind of read through these, and then maybe if we have some stuff to say for these, we can go back in and do it that way. But he says it's pretty hefty, but in a good way. He says this thing is quiet. It also boots up from an always-on state almost instantly. A cold boot, too, is also a lot quicker than the Xbox One X, taking about 10 to 12 seconds compared to almost a minute for the Xbox One X. The new controller is a slight improvement. I think Ryan mentioned that he liked the new D-pad or something. I hope he said that. I don't know. I could just be making that up. You guys
I'm pretty sure he did. I saw
that.
I saw a video. I think he did.
Let's see. We also know in the 1 terabyte like size that the console is, there are 802 gigabytes of usable space. And then he also had one of those Seagate 1 terabyte storage expansions. which is like $220 if you guys want to buy that as well. I don't think we really mentioned that last week. But yeah, they announced their storage expansion. It's $220, which seems expensive, but if you kind of do the math, that's kind of right where it's at, and it's the type of drive that the system will need to play the games at the best speeds possible and stuff. I know it works with more regular USB drives, but I don't know if some of the next gen games will work with them. I'm thinking they don't. I think I've heard people mention that and stuff, but you can still play older games off of those. And then let's see, our last two bullet points here that I pulled out, the SSD loading time advantages are significant. And last but not least, he says he never wants to see his Xbox One X ever again. Yeah. It's that much of an improvement. Mm-hmm. So, thoughts on this?
I saw the video from the bullet points you're speaking of, and
yeah,
it looks huge. The console,
does, yeah,
it's looks
a big boy.
Yeah, it looks really nice though. I like the way it looks in an entertainment system. It definitely demands your attention. I want to see how that is compared to the PlayStation, because I think that one's bigger even.
That's what I understand too. Yeah, it's bigger, more awkwardly shaped, and it's bright white and blue.
So I wonder if people are going to get early impressions of those.
That's what I'm wondering too.
Yeah,
because we should be seeing that real soon.
PlayStation just likes to be real quiet. I don't know what they're doing, but I can't really speak for the quietness of it. I haven't heard it. It looks quiet. So,
yeah.
The thing that impressed me the most was when he did the comparison between starting it from a code boot, compared to the regular Xbox One X, and it made the One X look terrible. And that was so surprising how in less than half of the time that the One X booted up, that one was already in game. The quick resume thing is so cool to me. I don't know how often I'll use it, because I don't know if I'm just going to be hopping from game to game like that.
Yeah,
I don't really do that, but
that seems like a feature that is good for people who work at IGN, right? Who
probably
play like a whole bunch of stuff and have to talk about them. Whereas me, I'm just like, I've been playing Spiritfarer and that's it.
Exactly. So I'll definitely try that out when I have that. And
the one thing that will be nice for is if you're playing like a single player game or like a game that's always online, but you're playing it just by yourself, and then you get a message or something, be like, hey, let's go play some Fortnite, and you're just like, okay. And
that's what I wondered, because like if it'll work like that, like quick resume, let's play some Fortnite, when you go back into Fortnite, you're not going to be in the lobby anymore. You got to restart the game either way, because it's different.
Well,
like their servers you will disconnect from if you're inactive, I'm assuming.
I guess that there's certain stuff that it would boot you out of, but
certain games like that.
Yeah, like if I'm sitting there playing the new Batman game, right, and you're like, hey, let's play some Call of Duty, I can just leave my Batman game where it is, go play 2 rounds of Call of Duty and get my butt whooped and be like, man, this is no fun, I hate this, and then go back to being like, oh yes, I'm Batman, I am powerful, I am strong.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. It's definitely cool you can do that. So, but yeah, it left the One X in the dust. This is definitely next gen, and we're seeing that now. We're seeing they're experiencing that. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't have it. I don't have it pre-ordered, but I will get it eventually.
Yeah. Now, what are your thoughts on this storage expansion thing?
Um, it's expensive. That
It
is
is real expensive.
super expensive. I have I think I've the old there was a it's this is just 1 terabyte.
Correct.
Oh my god, that's even worse. Because I've seen for the regular I think Xbox One X, there's expansion hard drives that are like 100 or something, 80 to 100. So I don't know
Yeah.
why this is so much more expensive.
Well, this is the same SSD that's in the console,
Mm,
or at least one that's real similar. So
yeah,
with this expansion, you can plug it in and put games, put these big next
yeah,
gen games on that, and they will still have all of the like super fast loading times and all of that stuff. Whereas if you just get,
hmm
a much cheaper like USB, I think 3.1 is what the article
yeah,
mentioned. Like if you get that, yeah, you can put some games on there.
hmm
If they're like, I don't think the next gen games will work on that though, because
yeah,
certain games will need that SSD to actually make them function like
yeah,
they do. And I know it's also just it's not a regular SSD,
hmm
is what I'm understanding. I think. Um, so it's not just like, oh,
So
I'm gonna go buy a
that
generic
that makes me
SSD.
wonder: is that part of the hardware itself, the SSD, the storage space, the most expensive part of the console on its own? For when they have to manufacture it.
Potentially, I
I
mean,
assume that's
I
how
would
that works.
assume, yeah, that it's a good chunk of it. Though, of course, Microsoft would be buying them in bulk, so
Yeah.
they're probably getting them for a lot cheaper than
hmm
$220 each, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Um, I don't know.
But
That's a good
yeah,
question.
it's nearly another console that you're buying for more space, pretty
Right? Yeah.
much.
I've never needed more space on my consoles.
Yeah, I generally don't mind deleting. I understand I have to delete games to play other ones. Uh,
Yeah.
it's not like I've gotten to the points where it says you need to delete something to download this,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
usually there's always something that I haven't played in months, so I'll probably end up deleting that or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
that's all right. I
That's the
mean,
same thing with me. I don't understand. It's like you haven't played this game in 2 years. Why is it still
yeah,
on your hard
exactly.
drive? And like I guess since I mainly buy all my games digitally, I know that
Yeah,
they're in my library if I delete them off of the thing,
exactly.
right? It's just like if I want to go play it again, I can just re-download it. It's not that bad.
Exactly.
So
I also hate that it says 1 terabyte, but there's 802 gigabytes
I
usable.
mean, that's always the
That's always
thing,
like
but
that,
yeah,
but I hate it. That's
yeah,
so
I
annoying.
hate it too.
I guess it
They
just
they
sounds weird to say 802 gigabyte console.
I really feel like they should just, yeah, make it like 1 terabyte plus whatever
Yeah,
the thing is. Like, why not? Why not have
exactly.
it actually be 1 terabyte?
Actually, because
Jeez,
they want to sell the Seagate.
I guess so. I guess so. But yeah, I'm excited for the new Xbox. I'm not gonna be getting one at launch, but I do still really want one, because it'd
Mm,
be nice to have that in my bedroom on my giant TV instead of having to sit here on my computer where the screen is much smaller and it's not 4K. So
exactly.
indeed. Well, let's move on to the second big news story of the week. We have yet another update on the Apple versus Epic fight. This is coming from James Batchelor at gamesindustry.biz, and they write, The judge overseeing the ongoing antitrust dispute between Epic Games and Apple has proposed a trial by jury, which is likely to take place next year. The first hearing in the case was held via a 3-hour video conference this past week and saw both sides argue their case directly to the judge for the first time. So this is kind of interesting. They were, on Skype or something and being like, here's why Epic is right. Here's why Apple is right. And the judge was like, you know what? I think this would benefit from having multiple people judge this, not just me. I don't know exactly her or their reasoning behind that, but I think that makes sense. I just think this whole thing is still kind of ridiculous.
It is. Yeah, I agree.
At this point, it's almost old news where it's like they haven't figured it out yet. Like, come on.
They're really going at it. I don't understand why they're.
That's also just kind of our legal system where everything just takes so long.
So. I figured at the beginning it was just for publicity, for both of them in some form, but they really got serious. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I think Epic really does want to kind of push for some changes in the like mobile space and just on whatchamacallit. But the interesting thing to me, I believe it was last week when we were talking about Amazon Luna, that is going to be on iOS and stuff like that. But it's not in app. It's like some special kind of thing that skirts around that. So I don't know if that is something Epic could pursue, if that's possible, or who knows. That stuff is all beyond me, but
I feel like Epic might be fighting it so hard because they might want to have their store on Apple's store.
Oh, they do. Yeah, they
do,
totally.
Right? Yeah, that's definitely something they want. Which would be, I mean, if they could work something out where Apple does get a part of the cut if somebody buys something from their store on Apple Store. I don't think they want to do that. I think that's their whole issue.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's just greediness or capitalism. That's how it is.
Crazy stuff. Are you much of a Fortnite player?
I have been playing Fortnite a lot lately with this new season. So yeah, I just got I'm trying to unlock Wolverine now.
There you go. They put in all the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, super hard to get Wolverine. He absolutely destroys you, and you got to kill him once to unlock him. And there's like everyone on the map is coming to where he is, and then you're dying from another player, or you're either getting killed by Wolverine, or it's
kind of cool.
It's a clusterfuck in there right now. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting a little bit so it can be more calm to just get him by surprise.
Right? Be like, okay, let's turn it on at 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
See who's up, right? That's interesting. Last time I played Fortnite was right after they unleashed the Chapter 2 thing, when the servers went down and stuff, and then they put them back on, and I was just like, I'm just going to go in and see. I was like, okay, this is still Fortnite to me. Not a game I'm super interested in, but sure. Sounds good.
It's fun.
Well, speaking of Marvel, Spider-Man has been recast, kind of. This is coming from Austin Goslin at Polygon, and according to a new post on Sony's PlayStation blog, Peter Parker's facial model has been changed in the remastered version of the game from John Bubniak's face to Ben Jordan's. The blog post explains that in order to bring out the best possible visuals for the remastered version of the game, the development team needed a better match for the facial capture done by Yuri Lowenthal. So this is an interesting one.
It is interesting.
Just upon hearing the news, I don't like it.
You don't? That's okay. Why? I wonder why people don't like it.
So, again, this is just like an initial reaction when I heard the news. I was just like, why would they do that? That doesn't make sense. Like, Peter Parker looked fine. Like, no one was complaining. And then, they put out the images and they have a comparison video of this stuff. And I looked at that and I'm like, actually, I think this makes a lot more sense. That the way he looks, doing the comparison, Peter Parker, the like original one that they had in there, looked a lot older than he actually was supposed to be in that game. Like, he's still in college, I think, or he's like 23. He's like just out of college or something. So he's a young guy, and then something about the way just the video game graphics looked, especially when you compare them to this new face, he looks like he's 32 in this thing, which is
the old one.
Yeah,
the old model.
Yeah, like it looks just like, oh, they made him just look a lot younger, and this works for what it's supposed to be. Like that makes sense. So I'm fine with that. I think the remastered version looks amazing. So I'm fine with it at the end of the day.
So when I first heard the news and saw the change, I was genuinely surprised, because for them to recast a video game character, I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
Yeah.
And it's not like they recasted it for a new game. It was the same game that they're recasting it for.
It's also not like, hey, we have a new voice actor.
Yeah,
I feel like that has happened somewhere along the line, but it's just like, hey, we're recasting the model that the character looks like.
Yeah. So thinking about it more, what it's doing is making me want to play the game again.
Kind of, yeah.
So, because I was not really interested in going back to Spider-Man Remastered. I was just going to get the regular version. But because of this news, it makes me want to get the remastered version to play that, which is, I think, part of the reason why they did it. They just won't say that, but that'll definitely, for me at least, that wasn't interested in going back to it. It definitely made me want to go back, because it'll feel different having a new person, a new actor as Spider-Man.
It's especially if he shows up in Miles Morales, and you're just like, whoa, who is that? That's not Peter.
Like, because I'm not. Exactly.
I swear.
I'm not gonna want to play. I'm not gonna want to play. Like, I'm gonna play Miles Morales, and then it's gonna be a different person as Peter. And I was like, wait, hold on. Is this a different? Like, is this a multiverse or something? Like, what's going on? Like, but that's another thing I think they might be playing on in some way. I don't know. But
I know there's been some stuff like that in the movies recently. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm excited for Miles. I'm, at the end of the day, okay with this. I still just think it's strange.
It is strange, definitely, but it didn't upset me. People were upset. I don't know why.
Like, I don't. I guess from my, like, outside perspective, I don't know why they couldn't have just done like made some changes to John Bubniak's model, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like, can we make that look a little bit younger? Like,
Yeah, I
I don't
wonder.
know, but I guess they also mentioned like, hey, we need a match for the facial capture of Yuri Lowenthal.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're just finding someone who has a more similar face to Yuri.
I
I don't know.
I looked at Yuri Low and thought he doesn't it doesn't look anything like him.
Well, I guess with
Yeah.
the facial capture, it's more about the dots and the points on the face,
Yeah.
right? So it might be
Mm.
more about facial structure rather
Yeah,
than
probably.
like what
Mm.
they actually look like.
I guess one little thing that I will say is that he kind of looks way too young now.
Almost. Now he really does look like he's in college, but I think that, I mean, like I'm going to be 30 in November.
Yeah.
And like when I go to my college's campus, because the campus is mixed in with downtown. Man, they all look so young. Like it
He
really
looks young.
makes me feel old. Like I'm just like I'm not even that old. I'm 29.
You're an old man, dude.
I know, right? My back's starting to hurt. My knees are going out.
You're getting there.
That'll happen. But yeah, like I really think that people forget like how young they looked like when they were that age.
Hmm.
Like
That's true.
yeah, he's 23.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. He
I don't
looks
know.
23. Yeah, he does. I'm looking at him right now.
Yeah.
As a 23-year-old boy.
Good stuff. Okay, well that
The
is
Spider Man.
yeah. That's it. We got a new Spider-Man, an update on the Epic versus Apple fight, and Xbox Series X impressions. That's about it for big news stories this week. Of course, there is the Smash news, which we will get to in just a sec, because it is time for the new and notable section. So strange not to have anything playing on this, because I'm just like, okay, how long should I actually wait for these
Yeah.
things? But we got some Super Smash Bros. News. We got the announcement of a new fighter, and this one is Minecraft Steve.
Steve, dude. That's
Yeah,
weird.
good old Steve. I think it fits.
Yeah, obviously it
I'm
fits.
okay. I'm okay with it. I am honestly indifferent because I don't really play Smash. I
Uh-huh.
haven't played it since the game came out, and I just beat the game. Right? It's just like, okay, I'm good. I'm fine.
I mean, when I saw the announcement, I don't know if anyone ever even predicted Steve
I've
from
I've
Minecraft.
I've 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 heard Minecraft Steve being like,
Yeah,
yeah, they should put him in there. Like he's so popular, especially with younger kids. Like,
yeah,
and yeah, especially with Microsoft and Nintendo kind of cozying up
yeah,
on certain
exactly.
things and stuff, right? Um, yeah,
It's a, it's
it
a,
makes sense.
it's a, yeah. It makes sense as an addition, and I wonder. It really makes me wonder what can come next, because that's definitely a surprise announcement for a lot of people. I feel it makes sense, but it's also a
Hmm.
surprise.
I still
Yeah,
want Sora in
I would
Smash.
like Sora. A lot of people would like Sora. It definitely. I don't know if it does make sense to have Sora in there.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the one critique I can think of for Minecraft Steve. It's another sword character, right?
Yeah,
And Sora would just be another sword character. And there's so many goddamn
yeah.
sword characters.
They
So,
shouldn't have kept adding Fire Emblem characters. They just kept doing it. I
right?
don't know why. They just kept doing it.
They dug
Nobody
their
was asking
own
for him.
grave with that.
But
Yeah,
Sora would definitely be fun.
and I know there's more details in there. It's not just Minecraft Steve. It's a few other characters, and I think they're just interchangeable,
Yeah, it's like
if
yeah,
I'm not mistaken. But
it's like the skin change. Yeah, pretty much.
gotcha. Okay,
the
there you go.
Ender and stuff.
Minecraft Steve is in Smash. Is he available now? Do we
I
know,
don't
or
know.
is he? Oh no, because that's when the new fighter passes out. I
Oh yeah,
don't pay attention to Smash, so I don't know.
good
Speaking
for
of
everyone.
things, oh yeah. Speaking of things that I also don't really pay attention to, Fall Guys Season 2 starts this next week. Medieval
Yeah,
Castles. That's what they're
yeah,
putting in this one. That game is still going. That game kind of fell off the map for me as everyone is like, "Oh, let's play this game Among Us," or
yeah.
something. So
Among Us
hopefully
definitely took a little bit of the light there.
it did. It did. Hopefully, season 2 of Fall Guys can reignite some passion about that game, and maybe I'm assuming they're putting in like a new mode or two. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
from what I saw from the trailer of it looks like there is new mini games. But it also looks like some of them are just reskinned.
Yeah, just like hey,
Which
here's new maps, here's
yeah.
stuff like that.
But I'll definitely try it. I mean, I fell off a while back and I haven't gone back in, but I'll try it this season. See
Okay,
what it's like.
fair enough. Fair enough. Next up, NVIDIA has delayed their RTX 3070 card by 2 weeks to October 29th. This was their cheaper consumer end of their next gen cards. I believe was supposed to be out October 15th. They have delayed that 2 weeks to make sure that more people can get them, is what
Yeah,
they
that's good.
said. So,
That's a good idea.
good stuff. Good stuff. My PC that I have right now, I'm new to PCs. Like I work on PCs at my job, so I know how to I know how to use them. But I'm definitely more of a Mac fan. So when I had to build my PC, I was just like, someone help me, and did all that stuff. And I put it together. I don't even really know exactly how powerful my PC is. The
You know
person
what
that
card you have?
off the top of my head, it is. Let me see if I can find it. It's like the Thick 2 or something. That's just part of the name. It's the. I think this is it. It's the Thick 2 or the Thick 3.
Your
I think
wait,
it's
your
the
card, your graphics card?
yeah, the XFX RX 5 5700 Thick 2. I think is the one that I have. I don't know if it's that one or if there. I know that there's a Thick 3.
I've never heard of that. I actually don't know about PCs that well, so I've
Yeah,
never
I
heard of that one. I've
it
heard
it looks like
RTX. So
it's an AMD card. I don't know, but
I see.
yeah.
Well, it
So
sounds like you got a real powerful rig there.
real thick. You know what I mean? And no, dude, they spell it THICC.
Thick. Okay.
No,
Wow,
no
that's real
joke.
cool.
Yeah. So I like when putting it all together, my friend was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be a really powerful PC." Because I was like, "I'm gonna be podcasting. I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be doing a lot of video." Video editing
Hmm.
and stuff like that, and I also want to play some games on there. So he was like, "Here you go. Here's all of the stuff you need," and it's worked out fantastically. I have not had a problem, but these next gen cards are enticing for sure.
Yep, they are.
So let's see. We got the PlayStation Plus games for October. If you are a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you can go download Vampire or Vampire. I don't think we've figured out what the actual name for that game is yet. There's no way of knowing and looking it up. None.
Vampire. It's vampire.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first, folks, because everywhere else has no idea how to say it.
Really? I played it when it first came out. It's a pretty cool game.
I've heard good things. It's by Don't Nod, right?
Yeah, Don't Nod and Focus Home.
Interesting. Don't Nod is the people that made Life is Strange, but I know it's not that same type of game.
It's kind of scary.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So we got Vampire and Need for Speed Payback, which is, I think, the one from 2017. So there you go. PlayStation Plus free games. Go download those. You don't need to install them, but just go put them in your library. Make sure you have them for down the road.
I wonder what the first ones are going to be for PS5.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're even going to do that in the beginning. They're not going to do that yet for a while, I'm assuming.
I could see them just doing like an indie game, being like, hey, it's exclusive to PlayStation Plus for PS5 for the first year, 2 years, and then after that, it's like, hey, now you can just go buy this game on PlayStation 5 whenever you want.
Yep, I don't know. So.
Who knows? But we also have the games with gold. The first game is Slayaway Camp Butcher's Cut. Really have no idea what any of these games are, to be honest with you. But Slayaway Camp is the first one. Made of Skur is the next one. And then Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy, as well as Costume Quest, are the backwards compatible ones that are on 360 as well. Man, they're still supporting the, like, hey, if you have a 360.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
They have to let go, man.
I wonder if they will stop that in November. If it's just like, hey, we're going to give you like only Xbox One X games instead. Who knows? Yep. We'll have to wait and see. It's coming up soon.
Next gen.
I'm excited for all the new dude, it's so exciting.
It really is.
Games
it really is
fucking cool. They're
awesome. They're the best.
They are. Okay, last but not least, let's get into our Upper Runner section. All right. Apparently, several members of Team Executor, a prominent video game piracy group, have been arrested.
That's crazy.
Prominent? I don't know. So I'm not involved in the piracy scene, so I don't really know exactly what they do, if they're like selling ROMs or what. But yeah, apparently there's a group of them, and they've been charged with like 11 felonies.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
My friend was one of them. I just can't talk about it. I'm just kidding.
So yeah, like I saw this, and I was just like, huh, yeah, like I don't, like I know every now and then it'll be like, oh, Nintendo is after a Laker, right, or this ROM website, but I've never heard a site, I guess, refer to them like this, of like a prominent video game piracy group.
Yeah.
Wonder what that entails.
I wonder how long, like, if this was some sort of huge investigation that was happening until they got him. You know what I mean?
It seemed like the FBI was involved somehow.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. Interesting.
Wow.
So, last but not least, we only have two upper runners here. Melissa and I actually talked a bit about this on the Captain's Log, one of our other podcasts this week. There is a giant chasm that appeared in Brazil in Microsoft Flight Sim.
What
And
is that all about?
so if you click that link, Gino, it'll open up a picture and some videos. And this shit is wild.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's not like a big crater that it's not that the stuff that used to be there just no longer
Yeah.
exists.
Oh, they're
It's
flying
it's
into it.
like right. It looks like someone took like poked their finger inside a stress ball, right?
Uh,
And like if you had like a globe style stress ball and you poked your finger in it and it stayed
I
like
was
that.
expecting something different to happen when they went to the bottom, but it was the plane just stopped and then
Well,
it
so
looks
yeah,
like
so
yeah.
they have video of this thing flying down to the bottom, and it just kind of like spazzes out, and it looks like there's like 20 of these planes, and then it's kind of ridiculous.
It's
They
pretty
have a
wild.
second video later down where someone is flying at the bottom
Oh, later
of the
down.
thing. Yeah,
Oh, oh wow! Look at that. You
so
know what this
weird.
makes me
Yeah,
think of? It makes me think of. Have you seen Interstellar?
I have not.
Oh my god! Watch Interstellar. This reminds me of the part where he goes into the black hole
Okay, yeah,
and
that would make sense.
it gets freaky as heck. You should watch it. I don't want to say anything else, but just watch it. It just looks like it reminds me of that. It's pretty wild.
Yeah,
This is cool. It
it's
makes me want to try it.
this is neat. Yeah, because we had like it was a month ago or so, and I think Ignacio and I reported on this giant tower that was in the middle of Australia in Microsoft Flight Sim, and apparently that's one of the things that like the map data they were pulling in of like, hey, there is a building here at this location. It's this many stories tall. Someone apparently put a typo in on that thing, which made the house be like 220 stories tall. It's just this giant tower, and they have since fixed it, I think.
That's so cool.
But like,
They
how does something like this happen? Where just like
they
all of a
should
sudden
definitely yeah.
a
They should
giant
definitely
hole.
add stuff like this for fun, you know?
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool. They should add you know how the Bermuda Triangle is like a whole weird thing?
Yeah,
And in real life, they should do something in the game where you're flying over the Bermuda Triangle and
they should do
it
stuff like
teleports
that.
you somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, they should do like secret messages
Yeah.
or of stuff like, hey, here's a free year long code to game pass or something,
That
right?
would be
And it's
crazy.
just like written, or they could do crop circles or something, or like have
Yeah,
some
yeah.
like big mega storm, right?
Yeah, like make
Just
it
like a
real
fake
fun.
storm.
They should add weather. Yeah, they should definitely. They don't have
Well,
weather like that?
no, so they have like actual weather, but it's pulled in from real time
Oh,
data. So all
yeah.
the weather you see in game is stuff that's actually happening like at that moment in the world.
That's actually pretty cool too. But
Yeah,
so I wonder if there was a hurricane going. What is it? Hurricane. What was the
they're
hurricane that was?
on the like Greek or the like Roman numerals and
Whatever. So
stuff.
I
They're on
assume those
like
hurricanes
yeah,
were in the game as well.
yes, yeah. They would be in there.
I wonder if
Um,
anyone flew into them.
yeah, they have all sorts of stuff like that. But like, if they made it like a mega storm, right? I think that could be pretty neat. Where it's like, this is not just a hurricane or a tornado. This is a tornado the size of Mexico, right? Like,
That'd be crazy.
it'd be fucking insane.
This cool though.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Well, that about wraps us up for all of the news on all of that stuff. So, Gino, what are you excited for this week?
I am excited to continue playing some more Genshin Impact, man.
Yeah.
I'm really getting into that game.
Did they say how long the game was? Like, is there an end game of like, hey, you've beaten it, thanks for playing?
I really don't know. So the way I got into this game was by seeing one random gameplay that it was coming soon. And I was like, oh, this game looks cool. And then I never looked into it. And then it came out and I started playing it and I haven't looked at anything else other than just playing it. So I have no idea what
Fair
the game
enough.
is, what they're planning and all that stuff. But it's like it's a obviously it's a games as a service, I'm assuming, so they're just gonna keep adding a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Always.
Good
That's
stuff.
fun.
Good stuff. Let's see. I am hoping to finish Spiritfarer. It's getting a little bit long in the tooth, in my opinion, because it's actually a pretty long game. They're saying it's like 30 to 35 hours. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've played for at least 20, I think. But yeah, so I'm hoping to finish that game and start Hades. I don't know if I'll get to it this week or not. I've been saying that for the past couple weeks now, right? We're just like, I'm playing Spiritfarer, hoping to get to Hades. But yeah, we'll see that, especially since I've bought the game too. So
Yeah.
we
That's
shall
cool.
see. But yeah, good stuff. That's it for this week. Gino, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
On the interwebs, you can find me over on Twitter at Gino_Viteri, and you'll see all my other socials on there.
There you go. You guys can find me at YoKyleSpringer on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys want to keep up to date with our shows, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. Go like, share, subscribe, sell your soul, tell a friend, tell a foe, do what you need to do to help spread the word. I think we're still sitting at 89 subscribers on YouTube.
11 more people, come on.
11 more. Seriously, I feel like we have it in us to knock that out before the end of the year. We just need to like really push and just be like, hey, help us surpass 100. Please.
Just click the button. Just click the button.
Even if you don't watch our videos.
Exactly.
Just go subscribe, please.
Yeah. We'll get it. We'll get it.
We'll get there one day. We've been steadily, or like slowly but surely climbing up. So it's good. Good stuff. But yeah, that is it. We will get out of here. We will be back. Hopefully next week we will have everyone like we plan to this week. But yeah, I'm excited to have Alan back on the show, and rest in peace, Ignacio.
Rest in peace.
So I will pour some liquor out for the homie.
Get out of here.
Sounds good. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much for checking out our podcast. We hope you enjoyed that one. Leave a comment down below if you have been playing Genshin Impact and what you guys think of the game. That would be super helpful. Yeah, and I guess in the meantime, you guys know the drill. Go follow our channel, go subscribe right up here. That would help us out a ton. And go watch one of our other videos, which is right down here in that corner. That would help us out a ton as well. I guess that's it. We will see you guys next time. Bye.